Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is an audio play. Audio. So close your eyes. Come on, close your eyes. You peeking. I see you peeking. You can issue blindfolds. Ready? Thank you. You have two important safety announcements.
Warning, this theatrical production uses irony.
Irony?
Yes, we believe in cutting-edge theatre.
Well, if you're sure.
So, to clear up any possible confusion, anything ironic in this production will be preceded by a small cough, thus. So there won't be any confusion.
So there will be.
What?
Confusion. You coughed before you said, so there won't be any confusion. So that was ironic, but there will be confusion.
Yes. No, it was a demonstration. Coughing for the purpose as a demonstration isn't irony.
So, what is irony?
This isn't irony. Did you see what I did there? It's clever, wasn't it?
Yes.
Secondly, this play contains puns. I'm sorry. So when you see this warning sign, it means put your fingers in your ears. It's a matter of health and safety, and for once it isn't health and safety gone mad.
Very good point. How can they see the sign if their eyes are closed?
Everyone, when you see the sign, open your eyes. No, we'll cough beforehand.
But I'll get confused if I
No, it's really easy to understand. Irony. Pun.
Thank goodness there isn't sarcasm in this.
Sorry.
Thank goodness there isn't sarcasm in this.
So, Armadacon 26 is proud to present an audio dramatisation for the wireless.
It all started in the 50s, at the very beginning of science fiction fandom, one Whitsun weekend. Here, in the White Horse Pub, science fiction fans gather for the 3rd annual science fiction convention known as a WhitCon. Over there sits Arthur C. Clarke and other luminaries. And here, in this particular corner, is Barrington, Carruthers, and myself. And my name is...
Bingo!
But everyone calls me...
Bingo! Why are you describing everything in such excruciating detail?
Barrington, I thought I'd write an article about WhitCon 2 for a fanzine.
Yes, but why are you saying it aloud? Not as if anyone's listening.
It's to get a better flow. I like to be a proper, published author. Arthur C. Clarke started out in fanzines anyway.
Yes, and now he just goes on about geostationary communication satellites. Science fiction should be a rigorous literature. Jetpacks and robots, perfectly reasonable. Whereas satellites full of naval ratings, waving semaphore flags, it's absurd. If he really thought it was a good idea, he'd patented it.
Here you go, Barris.
Much
Pint of
right.
best. Oh, and yours, bigger.
Last orders.
Oh, we've had a good turnout today.
Indeed, WhitCon is officially a tradition. And I'm sure it will become an annual fixture.
There may even be other conventions like Birmingham, Manchester and Plymouth.
Plymouth! London here can muster a good 24. Excellent for a convention. But Birmingham, 3 or 4 at most. Manchester, a man in his wicket. But Plymouth, no one will want to be cooped up in a hotel when they can go outside and enjoy the bracing sea air. What would you call it anyway?
Oh, something to do with its history. Ranicon. Ballscon.
Something to do with Plymouth, Plymouth Sound, Soundcon, Plymouth Ho, HoCon.
You can't call it that.
Of course, not. You can't name a convention after a garden implement.
I wonder what those future conventions will be like.
Well, it'll be like this. A few select enthusiasts gathered in a bar to discuss science and its literature over a beverage or two. Except everyone will arrive by hover car and the barmaid will be a robot.
And not just books, there'll be wireless too.
Yes, the BBC will do a few readings of the classics. War of the World, Brave New World, 1984, Bob the Sentient Rabbit and so on.
And films and television.
Oh, I hardly think the BBC will bother with television. Granted, there was that experiment before the war, but it didn't catch on, did it?
I'm sure people will watch a lot more television in the future.
Perhaps. The news, the weather, the occasional lecture requiring diagrams, but only until, say, 8 o'clock. After that, everybody will be reading.
And fashions will change too. Women at science fiction conventions will wear trousers with the waistbands so low they'll be able to see their undergarments.
Women! That's a science fiction convention.
And there'll be silver jumpsuits and jetpacks.
I'm sure the future will bring a lot of changes.
Yes, it will be an age of enlightenment, a second flowering of the British Empire. Tweed jackets may even be double-breasted.
We could always find out.
Do I look like someone has a time machine in his front room?
I have a time machine here.
You mean a genuine H.G. Wellsian jalopy?
Exactly. It's called a tartan.
Tartan.
It's an acronym. Time and relativistic translator and... something beginning with N. It's a prototype. It's not quite finished.
Fair enough.
It's a cardboard box, isn't it?
Well, the mechanism requires a box. But any box will do. A wooden box, a metal box, a police box.
But not a cricket box.
So I used this cardboard box.
We examined Carruthers' cardboard box in amazement. It was looked like any other cardboard box, except along the sides were strange attachments
Yes, bingo. There's no need to describe them. We have eyes.
It's all to do with quantum mechanics.
Oh, is this dressing up in playing cards and turning round 3 times, only to find one's facing in the wrong direction?
No, it's all to do with Schrodinger's cat. You've heard of Schrodinger's cat.
We are familiar with the thought experiment, yes.
Well, this is Schrodinger's box.
Does it have a cat in it?
You wouldn't know until you opened it.
Good point.
No, it doesn't.
But you wouldn't know until.
I didn't put one in.
Then how?
Can I explain? Please?
Pray continue.
Well, thank you. With Schrodinger's cat, you don't know whether the cat is alive or dead, correct?
Right.
Or, by extension, whether there's a cat in there at all.
There isn't.
But you don't know that without looking.
You told us.
If I hadn't told you.
But I grant you, for the sake of argument, that hypothetically, if you hadn't told us there wasn't a cat, if we didn't look, then we wouldn't know,
On a quantum level.
or indeed any level, whether there was a cat in the box or not.
Thank you. Now, I realised that you could turn the box inside out.
It would break.
No, I mean phenomenologically.
Yes, bingo. Obviously, phenomenon. What's it like?
Now, from the cat's perspective, inside the box, it doesn't know if the whole world is, or isn't, there without opening the box and looking.
By observing and collapsing the waveform.
Exactly. And what works for a cat will work for people. And we get into the box.
Is that it?
No, of course not. We get into the box and we don't tell anyone. Then no one knows whether we're in the box or not without looking.
I follow the logic, but where does that get us exactly?
We have someone to open the box and observe us in, say, the year 2000.
Good heavens, no.
The maths is sound. I've got my slide rule here. If I had a blackboard...
It's not your maths, it's your choice of year, 2000. We'll have that Clark chap going on about the next millennium starting in 2001.
Oh, 2001 then.
No, that would imply we agree with him.
But we do!
Look, it's nearly 8:15 now, so let's, for a wheeze, take a leaf out of the Continental book and say, pick 2014.
So we get into the box now, in 1950, and arrange for someone to open it in the year...
2014.
2014?
They're the winder stuff of British summertime.
But how do we come out in 2014?
We put a label on the outside, someone in the future reads the label, and so opens the box in 2014. This collapses the waveform, and, Bob's your uncle, we get out in the year of our Lord, 2014.
May I borrow your slide rule?
Of course.
According to your slide rule, we'd be 64 years older.
No, that's why we have these attachments. You see, this mechanism is...
Yes, there's no need for you to start describing things as well.
I still don't get it.
Well, you know what hermetically sealed means.
So you won't be able to breathe either.
Yes. No, there are air holes here and here. The box is quantumly sealed. No one will know whether we're inside the box or whether we simply got out and gone to another bar until they open the box. During the intervening years, we'll be in a state of quantum superposition, neither in the box nor not in the box.
I'm still uncertain.
Uncertain, exactly. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle.
One small question. How do we get back?
Oh, simply, we get into the box and we seal it up again. Obviously, a box like this, passed from convention to convention, is bound to generate some curiosity. So someone will have a quick peek in, and, well, here we are.
How can one put this? One can see a slight flaw in your design of a Schrodinger's box.
Ooh, what's that?
We're going to get badly scratched by the cat.
We don't take the cat.
So that's why you didn't put one in the box in the first place.
Exactly!
Because let's give it a whirl.
Do we need postage?
No, just think of it as a jump through Hilbert space.
And so, our intrepid time travellers set forth on their journey into the unknown, and as they sat within their time machine, contemplating the darkness and the dread velvet Stygian black representing the undiscovered country from which no time traveller returns, and towards which they plunged headlong into tomorrow's, and tomorrow's tomorrow, and tomorrow's tomorrow's.
Bingo! We are all aware we are hiding inside a small cardboard box.
Sorry.
There's no need to build it up into something impressive. Sorry. Have you finished that for others?
Yes.
I must say, jolly clever to put that quantum sealing whatnot on the outside of the box while we were inside the box.
Thank you.
It's an obvious trick really, but has to be seen to be believed.
Thank you.
Whereas the interior does leave a lot to be designed. The stuff seems considerably smaller inside than outside. Can we say?
Well, of course.
Won't interfere with the mechanism?
They're on the outside.
Yes, we saw.
I wonder what's going on outside.
Bingo! We can't look without collapsing the quantum whatnot.
That's only if somebody looks into the box. We're inside out, remember?
Phenomenon, what's it leave?
We can look out through the temporary periscope.
Don't you mean the temporal telescope?
No, they're temporary. It's detachable.
Well?
Nothing seems really to be happening.
Let me see. He's right. Nothing seems to be happening.
Wish I'd brought a book.
Here, you can borrow mine.
I can't read this.
Why not? It's a perfectly good scientific treatment on space travel.
It's dark.
Space is dark.
So is the inside of this box. When one looks at this book's cover, one can't even see the young lady's bikini. I'll just pop it back here from there.
Suddenly, we were zooming through a vortex in time itself. Outside, for the temporary periscope, the world rushed by. I saw fashion changing as if there were clothes on display. Strange outfits paraded in front of me as if there was some sort of masquerade, until suddenly...
And here, at Armadacon 26, we have a box of some sort.
Fascinating. A box of some sort.
It was left by a previous convention. It's probably full of old fanzines.
Fascinating. What's a fanzine?
It's a sort of a blog that was printed out before the invention of blogs.
Fascinating. What is this printed out?
The label, the label says to open it in 2014, which is now. Let's open it.
Greetings, we are travellers in the fourth dimension.
We've been in an entangled quantum state.
I was certainly entangled.
Well, actually more like travellers in the 6th to 8th dimensions.
Well, let's not complicate matters with explanations, as we haven't bought the playing card costumes.
So, we made it. This is the 21st century.
I'm sure everyone's wearing Victorian clothing.
We're from the past.
Sorry.
We have travelled in time to arrive here in the future.
What are you talking about?
She doesn't understand because you are using the wrong tense.
The wrong tense.
Miss, we will had travel in time to have arrived here in the future.
Allow me. Madam, we have had travelled in time and will now then arrivedly in the present.
That was very good.
That will be very good.
That will have been very good.
No, that will be was very good.
What television programme are you dressed up as?
I beg your pardon?
Because I love the way you've steampunked your cardboard box.
It is an interesting example of Earth culture. How much advanced technology would you like in exchange for it?
It's not for sale.
Well, maybe.
To pout as an extraterrestrial.
And Mrs. Long is correct.
You mean you've had first contact?
Yes, 1st to 31st contact day was last year.
First to 31st?
They all came to Armadacon 25. We had to cancel a guest of honour's book launch, but...
Oh, good grief!
It's unspeakable!
At this moment, a hideous creature slimed towards us. A vile, disgusting monstrosity with suckers and pincers and 5 eyes, pulsating like rotting strawberries and radioactive slime stuff.
Bingo! I said it was unspeakable. It's bad enough having a look at this creature without you describing it as well.
It's coming closer.
Madam, please, let us protect you from this revolting.
Oh, Prospero, come and meet everyone.
Prospero?
Yes, my husband, Prospero Long. It's not his real name, of course, but I can't generate the phlegm to pronounce it properly.
A lot of visitors to your world choose names from your culture.
Because they admire our culture?
No, because it's free. Your copyright protection only lasts 75 years. Mrs. Long's husband picked his name from the prequel to Forbidden Planet.
Prequel.
A play called The Tempest. But where are my manners? I'm forgetting the traditional greeting. This is Mrs. Olivia Long, and...
Live, please.
Of course. And this is... Live long and prosper.
Delighted, I'm Barrington. This is Bingo, that's Dr. Carruthers.
And this is to pout, a clanger female.
Oh, pleased to meet you.
To pout may look like a normal human female, but you can tell she's a clanger by her pointy ears.
And you can tell she's a female because her pointy... screaming simply on. What else can you tell us about your species apart from looking like an elf?
You can tell I'm a clanger on account of my non-round ears, not because I look like an elf. We are an ancient and wise species that has expunged nearly all emotions.
Nearly all emotions.
Yes, like anger, fear, jealousy, and what you earthlings call love. All we need now to achieve complete enlightenment is to suppress oubliette.
Oubliette?
There's no human word for it, but think of it as one of the more extreme forms of mild irritation.
An extreme form of mild irritation?
And you?
We are time tunnelers.
I might have guessed. Here we are minding our own business, getting on with our lives, and then time travellers. And it's all, ooh, isn't this quaint? And I love the classic designs, and weren't things much simpler in the good old days? But it isn't long before you get only warp 5. Our ship does warp factor 9.9996 recurring. And my tricorder is also an etheric beam locator, stores vertion particles and can spot a sparrow falling at 8.6 parsecs. And, oh, I'm not allowed to tell you. You're my grandmother and I'm my own grandfather, so we have to have sex. You must, otherwise it'll cause a paradox. Oh, it gives me the oubliette.
We're from the past.
Oh, the past? Oh, in that case you must visit our spaceship. It does warp factor 5, and I have a mobile phone that's also a sat-nav with over 10,000 apps, but you're not allowed to look at it in case you go back to your own time. It'll create a paradox.
Fine. Excellent.
Oh, so you do understand the meaning of oubliette?
Yes, darling. You can go and play your golf board games. Thanks, love.
So the creature went away on its tentacles. Never said testicles then. I think I'm going to throw up!
Please don't. Members of Prospero's species consider vomit to be a style of poetry. They try to recite it.
But you're stepping out with a giant slug.
Are you being racist?
What do you imply? You're an Englishman, and there are giant slugs.
Any more of that sort of comment and I'll defriend you.
Different? What's that?
It's the most insulting thing an earthling can do.
Let's change the subject, eh, Barrows?
I won't say another word.
Perhaps you could tell us about this futuristic science fiction convention.
Yes, there must be more to it than bug-eyed monsters.
Bug-eyed monsters?
Oh, there's a dealer's room that sells books.
Books! Carruthers, can I borrow some money?
Oh, very well.
He keeps his money in a tin.
Won't all those metal coins affect the debit card's chip?
Here is 2 shillings and 6.
Thanks.
And a real ale bar?
Ooh, I'll check that out. 1 shilling and 8 pennies. Ooh, that should be enough for a couple of rounds.
Suppose I can take Mr. Barrington to the main programme.
Ah, what's in the main programme?
A play.
Oh, wonderful.
Shakespeare in the original kazoo.
I know the bard well. Pardon? How could Shakespeare be anything other than English?
When the aliens arrived, they bought the planetary copyright on everything before we realised what we were signing.
Planetary copyright.
Yes, if it's PC, we're not allowed to say it. Still, you win some, you lose some, as they now say on Rigel 7.
Teapot?
To pout.
To pout. Why?
It was logical to exchange technological trinkets for your cultural baggage. Let the buyer beware, as we now say on Clang.
Clang.
But the complete works of Shakespeare for one sonic screwdriver.
Sonic screwdriver?
Well, you should be pleased. Your literature sounds so much better in our language. Take to be or not to be. In clangor, ooh, such power, such resonance, such alliteration.
I see. And what does humanity think of this?
Oh, it swings and sandpits.
And kazoo?
Alien species are named after the noise they make. So the Kazoo Empire, the Feedbackers Federation, the Siren Republic, the Bleeper Commonwealth, the Clangor Pontificate.
And we are not a pontificate.
You do.
If aliens are named after the noise they make, shouldn't clangers sound like crashing cymbals?
Let me take off my universal translator.
Good grief! But why clangor?
Children's programme, which really gives me the idiot.
Did nick all our literature, you green-blooded, pointy-eared mother.
Ooh, sticks and stones, as they say on SETI Alpha 5.
Well, na. Oh, no, wait, I can't say that. You elf.
I say, this beer is excellent, Barris.
Perhaps I could have one of those.
Sorry, I'll buy a bit of a cue. Oh, here's Bingo.
Well, perhaps he's bringing a round over.
Afraid not. He's laden with bags. Bingo, what have you got there?
Books! Lots of books! There's a room full of them!
How much did they all cost?
50 quid!
50 quid?
Yeah, but luckily one of your shillings was quite rare, so I got £23.50 in change. Here you go.
Thank you. 50? Are there more shillings to the pound?
Yes, they've gone decimal.
Decimal? 100 shillings to the pound? Well, that's 12,000 pennies. Well, what if you bought something for a penny and only had a note? That would be 11,999 coins in change. Ladies can't go around with rucksacks.
I also found a con report. This convention is called Armadacon 26.
Whitcon, surely.
It's November.
Novembercon.
Yes, the 26th Armadacon, and sadly the last.
The last?
Yes,
But why?
we're about to be taken over by media fans.
Yes, it means all your literature, which we own, will be worthless.
Why don't you do something about it?
We're not allowed.
Not allowed?
It's the Prime Directive. You are familiar with the Prime Directive. The Prime Directive forbids interference with other cultures.
Because of the damage it will cause.
Yes, if anything goes wrong, we can be sued.
If the clangers can't help, then why doesn't humanity do something?
I'm afraid that's covered by the Subprime Directive.
The Subprime Directive?
It forbids interference in your own culture.
But that's mad.
Aren't media fans covered by this Prime Directive?
Technically, but they've found 2 species, so recently discovered that there aren't words for them in the universal translators, and they don't subscribe to the Prime Directive.
I see.
Do you?
No, not at all. I thought best to play along.
Are you from a time before the United Fandom of Planets?
Yes, 1950.
Then you 3 could do it. If we can get you to our spaceship in time, it's parked at Formby Spaceport, which is over 300 miles away.
300 miles?
Yes, and that's 2.536 minutes by jetpack.
Perhaps you should travel by some mode of transport with a smaller carbon footprint, like a helicopter or an aeroplane.
This is the future we wanted to see.
There's no time to lose. You three, come with me.
Good luck.
This is more like it. Don't fuss. One knows how to operate equipment. Where does this bit go? Aha.
There you go.
You know, now I've actually got this large fuel tank strapped to my back, I realise I've never used a jetpack before.
Oh, it's easy. Here, up, down, sideways. I'll put the sat nav on. Go up,
Everyone ready?
As it will ever be.
go up.
On three.
1, 2, 3.
Forward, go forward, go forward. In 200 miles, go down. In 100 miles, go down. Go down. In 500 yards, stop. In 200 yards, stop. Stop. You have arrived at your destination.
And so, we arrived at the spaceport, where this huge starship...
Bingo! Stop narrating.
But I'm just trying to get my head around it.
No, flying through the air. Actually flying through the air. With some woman's voice giving directions. Madness.
What's this ship called?
Oh, we haven't named it yet. And through here we have the holodeck.
Aha, a place for interacting in a virtual environment?
No, it's a hollow deck. It's not solid. Safe way. Swish. And this is the bridge.
Where's the steering wheel?
There isn't one.
The joystick, levers, control rods, things to adjust the flaps?
It's a solar sailing ship.
Oh, wheel, bell, things to adjust the mainsail.
It's all computer controlled.
Ah, no problem, my dear. We know all about computers. You fire up your thingamajig. Carruthers could do the punch cards, and Bingo and I can run around replacing blown valves.
Oh, we've already taken off. Everything's inertialess drive and artificial gravity. Why, did you expect to be thrown from side to side?
Well, I suppose we did.
Should we stand by with vacuum flasks in case the outer space gets in?
No. Oh, I'm feeling oubliette. I must perform the ancient clangor ceremony of woo, which is a combination of deep meditation and high-level prescription drugs. I'll leave you in charge.
Leave us in charge?
Oh, it's all computer controlled. Just ask the computer for help.
Oh, she's a bit of woohoo.
I heard that. Have you any idea what that means in clangor? Oh, now I really need to woo. Swish!
Captain's log, stardate. These are the voyages of the starship, insert name. It's insert time period, mission to explore, insert parameters, to seek out, insert goals, to insert adverb, to go where man / woman / one / has gone before. I'm just reading what it says here.
Perhaps we should insert starship name here.
Oh, we need some help.
How about some computer help?
Help. Say help, followed by what you need help on.
Help! Name Starship.
Simply say computer, name starship, and the chosen name.
Something heroic, like intrepid, invincible, illustrious, or revenge. Yes. Computer, name.
I've always been partial to the name Gladys.
Starship Gladys.
Name
We are not
accepted. Starship Gladys awaiting further instructions.
No, computer, rename, change, erase.
Commands, rename, change, and erase not recognized.
Delete, rub out, destruct.
Command accepted.
There you go!
Auto-destruct in 2 minutes and counting.
You have to show these computers with their female voices a firm hand.
First, what have you done?
Me? Bingo said Gladys.
We've been in charge for less than a minute, and the ship's blowing up.
Ah, help, help!
Say help followed by what you need help on.
Computer, help, stop, destruct.
Command not recognized.
Computer, erase, destruct.
Command not recognized.
Computer, destruct.
Stop! Computer, help. How do we stop auto-destruct?
The correct command is computer cancel destruct.
Computer, cancel, destruct.
Command not accepted. The command requires administration rights. Auto-destruct in 1 minute 30 seconds.
What?
Help. Administration rights.
Administration rights are required for certain high-level commands.
Help. Who has administration rights?
Administration rights are automatically given to senior officers.
Help. List senior officers.
Captain, Chief Science Officer, Chief Medical Officer, Chief Engineer, and the cleaners on Wednesday afternoons.
What are we? Help. What are we?
You are volunteers.
Never volunteer, first thing you learn in the military.
Auto-destruct in 1 minute 15 seconds.
Right, that's it. We panic.
We're British, we don't panic.
Well, what do we do then?
We wait until the very last minute and then save the day.
Auto-destruct in 1 minute. Auto-destruct in 50 seconds.
I'm thinking.
Auto-destruct in 45 seconds.
I don't wish to hurry you, Barrows.
Auto-destruct in 40 seconds. Auto-destruct in 35 seconds.
I think it all started to go wrong when we named the starship.
Auto-destruct in 30 seconds. Auto-destruct in 25 seconds.
The ship is about to blow up and we need the captain.
Auto-destruct
Or a
in
captain.
20 seconds.
Course, computer, promote Carruthers to acting captain.
Command accepted. Auto-destruct in 15 seconds. Auto-destruct in 10.
Acting captain Carruthers, if you
Nine.
do the honours.
Eight.
What?
Computer cancel destruct
7,
in
6,
your own time.
5, 4,
Computer.
3.
Cancel destruct.
Command accepted.
Well, there, we seem to have got the hang of it now.
Barrows, you are the
Please,
most.
we've had closer scrapes than that. Everything is just fine.
Warning, warship detected off the port bow. Its intentions are hostile.
Well, what do we do now?
You're acting captain, you tell us.
Can I resign?
We are being hailed.
Hailed as what? Heroes! We haven't done anything yet.
The War Star wishes to contact you. Will you accept the charges?
Yes. Yes, pipe the message through.
So surrender before you are destroyed.
Now, miss, if you attack us, we will have no alternative but to...
Run away!
You cannot run away. Your puny Earth technology can only achieve warp factor 5, whereas our ship goes up to warp factor 11.
11?
Yes, we relabeled the controls.
What a bound!
You will be.
Planetary copyright violation.
Resistance is.
Planetary copyright violation.
So there.
Message ends. 782 characters. 17 copyright violations. Cost $71.
Man the battle stations!
Computer, can you display the...
Main screen activated.
The main screen blazed into light like a giant cinema screen, except in full colour. It displayed a gigantic spaceship manoeuvring in the starry void. It was like a dreadnought bristling with weapons of all descriptions.
Can we stop that dreadful racket?
I'll shut the alarm off.
The alien vessel turned towards us, its evil intentions only too
I
clear.
said stop that dreadful racket! Big, I can't hear myself think. What if somebody heard you?
What if someone heard what?
Oh, nothing.
Yes, nothing.
We're about to have a space battle.
Oh, and tell her about the auto-destruct as well, why don't you?
You set the auto-destruct, but... Oh, this is more of that Earth humour I've heard so much about.
Enemy vessel entering weapons range. This isn't Earth humour.
No. So perhaps, Miss Teapot, we could try your ancient ritual of wooing and all have some prescription drugs.
They're locking phasers. Shields. Oh, if only the ship had shields.
It's an Armadacon! Oh, it's an Armada, considering the number of blips on this screen.
I could see a laser beam travelling towards us. How is the enemy ship so close and the right way up? And the laser seems to be attenuating across space.
Oh, it's the main screen. It magnifies and rotates the image so you can see the enemy ship clearly. It's to aid.
Good grief! That computer panel just exploded.
Oh, that's to aid understanding. And computer displays can be confusing during times of stress, so to make it clearer that the ship's been hit, there's a small explosive charge under the appropriate control panel.
What?
It also aids crew motivation.
Everyone, step away from the computer panel.
The computer panel's all over the place!
We need to take evasive action. This is a solar sailing ship, so we need to control sails warped and left.
There are settings for X, Y, and Z.
Z.
It says Z.
Let's put this ship on a more military footing. We'll call the coordinates X-ray Yankee Zulu.
We need to go up, and the solar sails come loose. We need to attach it, Captain.
So to be clear, up. The sail's warped and needs the fastening repaired.
Zulu, what fasten fix?
What was that?
Whiffed a bit.
Grappling hooks. We're being boarded.
Oh, we've already been boarded.
Keep back. Yes, I've read about Baritsu.
No, wait. These are all fans.
Fans?
And we need to explain what's going on in kazoo, wobble, rattle, and...
What?
Carlos, if I may explain, all species, quiet! Apparently all species are named after the noises they make.
Oh, so we've got a whistler, a tinger, a whoosher, and a chance toy.
Precisely. But my universal translator only does one language at a time.
Alani. Right, you horrible lot, fall in on the double, just off the building. You see, everyone understands English when it's loud enough.
So not so much of a universal translator as an imperial translator.
Carruthers, we don't even know if these creatures have a language of their own. I mean, we've only got their word for it.
Barras, say something rousing while you've still got their attention.
Friends, humans, aliens, lend me your ears. This day be called Whitsun.
It's not. It's the 14th of November.
He that outlives this day and see old age will yearly on the vigil feast with his neighbours and say, today is quite a bit after bonfire night. It has to be something more significant. So he will strip his sleeve and show his scars and these wounds, and he will say, these wounds I had on Paul McGann's birthday. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, Farrington, Bingo, Carruthers, Teapot, and however yours be pronounced, be in their flowing cups freshly remembered. We happy few, we band of brothers, and gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed. They were not here, hold their manhoods cheap. This day, what do you do?
Doctor Who.
What?
And movies.
Go on, pick a science fiction one. This day will forever be the day that every species in the galaxy banded together to form a stellar commonwealth, a galactic union, if you like. And this veritable federation of planets has a name. All of you, yes, every one of you, now belongs to the British Empire. So, imagine holding the Union flag proud and high as we do our duty. Was morty friends over the top. Britain never, never, never shall be slayed. Freedom, liberty, let this be our alien-free day.
I'm not happy about this.
Oh, neither am I on a spaceship. Surely it should be a Union Jack.
They're putting out a long plank of some sort between the ships.
If they're using a plank, they must be space pirates.
Yes, media fans copy everything and never pay. Oh, now they're crawling up the beam.
You mean
Yes.
They're beaming up scot-free.
This is it!
Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Yes, it won't take them long to update their Facebook statuses.
Good heavens. Everyone, prepare to repel boarders.
To the airlock!
This way! With a resounding clang, the alien ship docked, and soon our fragile airlock was under attack. We gathered at the inner door just in time to see the aliens break through the outer door with a burst of sparks. They were strange creatures, humanoid, with multiple additions that seemed to be part of their very bodies. Strange appendages and brass and brachiolite were grafted.
Yes, Bingo, we can all see through the round window.
It's about. What are they?
They are word unknown.
Word unknown?
The universal translator needs configuring. We have to invent a name for them.
What sort of creatures are they?
They're a combination of man and machine, cyborgs, and their names should be based on that word.
So they are cyborg men.
Or Borg for short.
You don't use the suffix of the whole word and add men. You use the prefix and add men, so C-Y men.
Cymen.
Word accepted.
And there are other creatures behind them, green with giant brains.
The Cymen are in a pact with the word unknown.
Word unknown?
The universal translator still needs configuring. We have to invent a name for them as well.
What sort of creatures are they?
They're creatures with extraordinary psionic powers.
Oh, so they are psionic men.
Or Onyx for short.
We must be consistent with the prefix and add men, so P-S-I men.
Cymen.
Word accepted.
And they've teamed up with the
Cymen.
forming the Simon and Simon League.
Well, whatever they're called, they're opening the inner hatch.
Resistance is useless.
Resistance is useless is planetary copyright 2150 AD, the Daleks.
That's in the future.
Oh, but first recorded in 1963.
That's still our future. How can...
And time travel and copyright, it's a minefield.
Activate thesaurus mode. Resistance is futile.
I think not. Star Trek The Next Generation. Planetary copyright is the most powerful law in the galaxy. It's enforced by the first ones.
The first ones? Do they control everything?
No, just anything that might affect their wax cylinder industry.
Resistance is ineffective, inutile, inclement.
No, and no. They can't say it if it's PC, but sooner or later.
Resistance is ill-advised.
Oh dear.
We have not around their planetary copyright. Resistance is ill-advised. You will be assimilated. No, wait. Absorbed. Sucked in.
We need someone to parley with the Simon and Simon League.
That would be a suicide mission.
For others,
Yes, Ferris?
I happen to know your Christian name.
And what's my Christian name got to? Oh, no.
There's a good chap.
But what about you? What's your first name?
Barrington.
Your Christian name?
Barrington. I'm Barrington. There was a mix-up with my birth certificate.
What about Bingo? What's your Christian name? For that matter, what's your surname?
Imbibed. That's it. You will be imbibed. Resistance is ill-advised. Resistance is ill-advised. Resistance is ill-advised.
Never mind, that's Dr. Simon Carruthers. Good luck and all that.
You will be imbibed.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Sorry, I'm
Okay, excuse me, I'm not resisting. You can see. I'm already a Simon. I can prove it. Here's my library card. Oh, and a chip from the tea lady at work.
I am the Queen of the Simon. Hand over the identification.
Ah, there, Mark. You see, Simon.
Simon, I see. Yes, you're not a Simon or a Simon, you're a Simon.
Exactly.
You have failed failed at spell checking?
No, you see, in Kent we have a silent P and we write A as O.
You will be imbibed. Resistance is ill-advised.
Oh, bugger.
Pardon me, I think. Excuse me, we're Simon. We wish to join the Simon and Simon League to create the Simon, Simon and Simon League.
You are neither Simon nor Simon.
We want nothing to do with the Human League.
It's an acronym.
Is it? Yes, of course. The Simon S.I. men, the System International men. We're part of a mad French conspiracy to destroy the good old imperial yard and replace it with the meter, which is really a yard that hasn't been measured properly.
That doesn't sound very dangerous.
Well, that's not the end of it. We're also going to destroy the inch, the foot, the chain, the furlong, the mile, the league, the cable, the link, the fathom, the perch, the rod, the acre, the stone, the hundredweight, the British and American gallon, and the pint.
You're going to ban the pint?
Yes, there's no limit to our evil cruthers. Give me your money, Tim. See these shillings? We decimalised them. 1 in 10 coins, completely destroyed. See?
Examining this tin, I see that the label says Simon, not Simon.
That's French. He said the Simon Suez.
Very well. Let me introduce you to my Simon. This is 5 of 8,
Resistance is ill-advised.
6 of 1,
I am not a number of another number. I am a free man.
and finally half a dozen of the other.
Resistance is voltage over current.
The Simon are machine augmented to great physical strength, and the Simon are genetically enhanced to extraordinary mental capacity. And you, what do you have to offer?
Oh, well, in addition to physical and mental powers, there's also, Carruthers.
We're very good at science.
Your science is puny in comparison with ours. Coins instead of plastic money, money instead of drone-like obedience, we are the superior beings.
Ah, but Carruthers has a PhD. He's a science genius, a biology buffet, a chemistry commander, a physics lord.
Your can have changed, my lord of physics.
Wait! There's not just science. There's fiction as well. By reading, we've developed an imagination.
What use is imagination?
But without imagination, everyone will look and think alike.
Precisely. That's the aim of media.
But you're forgetting something. What? Aren't you? I thought you were building up to a revelation. Something we've forgotten. Something jolly useful when you finally pointed out.
I wasn't.
Damn. Wait, I've got an idea. You see, Your Majesty, you are forgetting that we have a Plan C.
Plan C?
Is that better than Plan A and Plan B?
Infinitely.
Are you sure infinitely is being used correctly in this context?
Of course, where parley failed, this plan will succeed infinitely better.
What is this Plan C?
Tactical withdrawal in fours.
Tactical...
Yes, down this corridor as fast as we can.
Stop them!
So, we ran down the corridor, and another corridor, and then another long curved corridor. Steady, I'm out of breath!
It would be a lot easier if you weren't narrating.
It's working. We're getting away, but I was just thinking about the layout of this ship.
Is now the time?
Well, have you noticed that the corridor is always curving to the right?
Well, one hadn't mentioned it now. But now you mention it, it is very obvious.
Yes, we're in the main saucer section.
Which means that sooner or later...
They are behind us.
Turn and pursue.
You will be imbibed. Resistance is ill-advised.
Change your plan, back around the cave.
This is hopeless!
At least we're favouring the other leg.
They're in front!
And behind!
They split up! They went both ways!
There's little fire underhanded us.
We are Simon. You will be imbibed. Resistance is ill-advised.
Well, this is it.
Give up on that chap.
Exterminate.
You can't say exterminate, it's PC.
Delete. Eradicate. Annihilate. Eliminate. Widow?
All PC, I'm afraid.
Just kill them!
But we need the right word.
Yes, the right word. Where's the thesaurus?
Who's queen?
Open fire!
They missed.
They may look like stormtroopers, but they can't hit a thing.
Well, of course, they're wearing the most advanced helmets with all those advanced computer heads-up displays. You probably can't see a thing.
We need a weapon of some kind.
Oh, there are lightsabers in the armory.
How do they work?
They make a beam a metre long.
I don't understand.
A metre is about a yard.
How can you make a beam of light a metre long?
Oh, you can't. It's plasma in a magnetic bottle.
Well, then why is it called a lightsaber?
Well, there's no blade, only a hilt, so it's a lightsaber. It's not a heavy saber.
We'll go down fighting. Carruthers, your slide rule. Bingo, bits of paper.
What?
Rip out pages from your book and squint them into pellets.
Oh, right, like in prep school.
Whereas, flicking bits of paper with my slide rule may work in prep school, but I hardly think...
Oh well, and it seemed like a good idea.
Yes, it is. Try again.
But it didn't do any good.
Trust me.
Oh!
See, they've adapted. Fire again.
Retreat, fall back, run away!
How come Farrington can't miss?
Oh, it's standard military practice. To avoid wasting troops as stretcher bearers, medics and so forth, their armour detects when they've been shot and activates a small percussion charge in the back of their helmets.
Say again?
It turns the inconvenient wounded into instant fatalities, thereby saving manpower.
Saving manpower? But we're winning here.
Oh, the battle, yes, but the war is all about logistics. We have the advantage until one of us is wounded, or... Uh-oh, that Simon's taken off his helmet.
I can see them and I cannot be shot.
Oh, sorry, there you are. My foot soldiers have failed, but now I bring forth my Simon.
Simon or Simon? I can't keep track.
Simon, the ones with the mental powers.
Simon, you have removed your helmet. You have passed the intelligence test. You are hereby promoted to an officer.
This is the proudest day of my life since I was imbibed.
We are the Simon. Who is the commanding officer here?
It must be me.
Your attack failed. We do not tolerate failure. We, Simon, say die. Now to deal. Now to deal with the uniting commander of planets. You.
Me?
Yes, you. Kill your comrades.
What?
Simon says kill your comrades.
Barris, put down that slide rule!
I must
Barris!
do what Simon says.
No, Barris, fight it! You are stronger than they are!
Simon says kill them. Kill them.
Right, what was plan C again?
Run!
Simon says pursue them.
Pursue them. Pursue them. Simon says pursue them. Pursue them.
Hang on, we're back on the bridge!
What are we going to do?
I'll turn the computer off and then on again. Daisy, Daisy. Now I'll turn it on again.
How's that going to help? Computers are mechanistic devices. They aren't going to operate differently if you switch them off and then on again.
Installing update 1 of 72,000. Turn off your computer. Oh, that's not good.
This will be easier on a computer with valves. It's always a valve. You just change a valve. Wait, I have a backup. Oh no. Barris has my slide rule.
Oh, it wouldn't help. It's not a hardware problem. It's the complete opposite of a hardware problem.
It's an easyware problem.
While the computer's booting up, we may just have time.
Kill! 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 Don't do it, Barris!
It's no good. You answer Simon, but Simon says kill.
Barris, resist!
I can't.
Resist!
Resistance is ill-advised!
Wait, Barris, don't kill!
Kill! Kill!
Simon, say don't kill!
Simon says don't kill.
Brothers, that Simon trick didn't work on the Simon or the Simon. They're far too intelligent to fall for it.
It appears to have worked on me.
But it won't do any good. We, the Simon and Simon, will imbibe you. Resistance is ill-advised.
Aha! Ha!
What are you doing?
Banging a pinch.
There's no such thing. Simon, tell them to stay still and do nothing.
Simon says stand still.
Simon says stand still.
Simon says do nothing.
Simon says do nothing.
I'm afraid we clangers have higher mental powers, and Simon says stand still and do nothing. Oh, now I see the logical flaw in buying Earth culture. None of it works.
Did the Simon say whether we can talk or not? Oh, I guess he didn't. I have an idea.
You cannot do anything.
Yeah, but we can talk, all of us, including Carruthers.
Can I? I can! Yes, of course I can!
Carruthers,
Yes?
tell me to do something.
Do something!
Carruthers.
Simon says, do something!
Computer, fly the spaceship into the moon.
Command accepted. Course laid in.
That won't work. We'll just change course.
Computer, lock controls with a command code override.
Command code override activated.
That won't work. We'll just read your minds for the command code. You don't appear to know the command code. In fact, your mind seems remarkably empty.
Even so, it will not work. It will still not work. For we have learned a valuable tactic from yourselves. Simon and Simon, tactical withdrawal. I leave you to your doom.
Intruder alert cancelled. I still can't move.
Simon says we can all move and do things.
Dave, run away! We've won! We've won!
Impact in 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
Spoke too soon.
Barris, reverse the course.
I can't.
What?
Part one of the plan was to crash into the moon. Part two is to have the acting captain countermand it.
Of all the stupid... Brilliant. Computer, I'm the acting captain. Override.
You are no longer acting captain. You have been identified as a Simon. Override rejected.
Computer, make Bingo the acting captain.
Command accepted.
Bingo.
Computer, override.
Override accepted.
Whee!
Please enter the command code to confirm.
Command code? What command code? Computer, help. How do I get a command code?
A command code is issued automatically after 3 years of Space Academy training, a suitability evaluation, and a 6-month posting. Impact in 3 minutes.
3 minutes isn't enough time to read a book.
Wait, I know what to do.
Is it a plan that will work?
Of course. Computer, help. How can we prevent the impact?
You could set auto-destruct to 1 minute.
Computer, do that. No, wait.
Auto-destruct to 1 minute. Then reboot impact in 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Barras, all your ideas have the same basic flaw.
Wait, I know how to deal with this. Computer, this sentence is false.
But if the sentence is false, then the sentence is true. If the sentence is true, then the sentence is false. Auto-destruct, pause.
Sad.
If the sentence is false, then the sentence is true. If the sentence is true, then the sentence is false.
Barrington, I take
If the
it all
sentence is
back.
false, then the sentence is true. If the sentence is true, then the sentence is false.
You see, computers are logical, and therefore...
Exception error, cognitive function loop reset. Do you wish to send an error report?
No.
Very well, auto-destruct resumes detonation in 10 seconds.
Can we take out a valve?
This is it.
Oh, well, it was a good innings.
Goodbye.
Cheerio.
2, 1. Syntax error.
What?
The software
afraid your auto-destruct has not been fully tested? Do you wish to send an error report?
We're saved!
Impact with the moon in 2 minutes?
Would it help to turn the computer off and on again?
And we'd still be heading for the moon.
And at this speed, we're the first men in the moon.
Wait, if only I had a sonic screwdriver.
A sonic screwdriver?
It's a vodka-based drink, and when you add the orange, it makes a sound.
How would that help?
The sound is soothing and relaxing, and getting pissed helps my oubliette.
We've still got our cardboard box! Everyone, in the cardboard box!
Good heavens! It's even smaller inside with 4 people.
How does this help?
Give it time!
The extra protection of the cardboard box will not reduce the impact damage appreciably when we're flying into the moon at full warp and weft.
Impact in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
It took a lot longer than 1 minute 30 seconds last time.
Not even long enough to finish my book.
Perhaps you could skip the book and just read the epilogue.
Your book! Of course! That's why it worked! The information formed a matrix that quantumly collapsed. You see?
I don't see it all. We're all stuck in the dark.
And if I can just flip the pages.
Oh, here we go again. I think I've lost the bloody page somewhere. And so, we arrived in the far, far future. A huge red sun hung heavily on the horizon, filling the entire sky all around us, and a desolate plain. We knew at once that no one had lived here in millennia. Earth was devoid of life.
Well, what about this chap who opened the box for us?
Greeting, honoured travellers in time. We are the Elfin.
Elfin? Elves? Oh no! You know what this means?
No.
A token was a writer of hard SF.
It's an acronym. It means extended literature.
Extended literature?
For many generations, there were wars as the different subgenres fought for supremacy. SF, sci-fi, skiffy, speculative fiction, imaginative fiction, magical realism, cyberpunk, steampunk, banana punk, even Zong. Finally, after all this mayhem and destruction, we realized that all genres should belong to a single type. And after a brief series of further wars to choose the name, we combined all writing into a single genre. Extended literature, EL. Hence, L fans. I see you too are fans.
How did you know?
The woman is dressed as an elf.
I'm dressed as a clanger.
So, you have millennia upon millennia of science fiction, extended literature to read.
Unfortunately, all our books were stolen.
Stolen? By whom?
Over the vast space of time that you have been in your box, humanity has split into 2 species. We are the Elfan. We live in the main program stream of life. However, there is another species, strange, distorted creatures that live in an underground realm of corridors and tunnels.
Warlocks.
We call them gophers.
And they took all your books.
They took all of our books for Kindle.
Kindle?
To start their fires because their plastic screens don't generate any heat.
This is terrible.
We would like to rebuild civilization, but alas,
Bingo has a bag full of books.
They'll need just the right books to rebuild civilization. So something about improving things.
How about Script Doctor by Andrew Cartmel?
Perfect! And something to remind them of the past.
Horrible Histories by Philip Reeve.
Perfect. Mr. Elfan, may we present you these 2 books? All you need to rebuild civilization.
Thank you. This is just what we need. Except that we cannot read.
Too many wars.
Too many video games.
Well, you see these markings here? They are called letters.
Letters?
And they make up words.
Words.
And words have meaning.
Like 3D surround sound holovision.
I suppose. You see this? This is an A.
A.
This is a B.
B.
And this, over the page, yes, this is a C.
C.
And, well, I'm sure you'll pick the rest of it up. It's pretty straightforward.
C-A-B, cab. Ab something, acca something, ab something,
And now we will return to our own time.
How?
It's all to do with quantum mechanics.
No, we're not dressing up in playing cards again.
All we have to do is to remove the book, after which is after all nothing but collected observations. It formed an observation matrix in Schrödinger's box, quantum waveform.
Technobabble.
So, we were sort of living a future based on this book.
Exactly. Everyone back in the box.
These books are all very well, you know, but what I really need to rebuild civilization is a woman. Perhaps the elf.
I'm not an elf.
Well, Mr. Elfin, good luck with everything.
My name is Adam. I just need an Eve.
Oh, here we go again.
Time, gentlemen, please. We're back.
Oh, so this is your time then?
Yes, 1950, and it never looked so good.
Excuse me, but what am I supposed to do here?
Don't worry, this is an SF convention. You'll fit right in. We'll say you're dressed as an elf.
But I'm a clanger.
Look at this! The convention report I picked up in the future.
Will have had picking up in the future.
Yes, look, our convention. This one now, WitCon 2 in 1950. It isn't on the list.
Lord, it's been wiped from history.
Perhaps you could explain to me how this solid object can change when history changes, and yet our memories remain intact.
It's all to do with quantum mechanics. You see, if someone explains the theory, even for a short while, your mind goes completely blank.
Wait, we can't leave the cardboard box like that. We need to put a book into it to fix the future.
Do we?
Yes.
But which book?
Well, all we have here is, in the 50s, is alien invasion and cozy apocalypse.
What about something from the future? Cyberpunk, perhaps?
Oh, how about this?
This? But there's no space colonisation, no jetpacks. It has global warming, financial collapse. I think not.
Well, something without jetpacks would be a good idea.
Look at the last page.
Oh, yes. I see. Good idea. Excellent idea. Good choice. And there's that too. I agree. Do the honours, Carruthers.
Here goes.
Why did it do that?
Someone in the future opened the box and collapsed.
Yes, fine, excellent. Well, it's all clear then.
Inga, why didn't you choose one of those books in the other bag you brought back?
These? Well, I'm going to type these books up myself on the trusty Remington and submit them to the publishers.
Isn't that unethical? They're not yours.
But they are. My real name isn't Bingo. I always wanted to be a published author in the future, and in the future I discovered I was. So I went to this dealer's room, and there was my entire collection.
So, you're...
Yes!
Well, amazing!
Did you learn anything in the future?
I learned that my name can be quite rugged and frightening.
Simon?
Yes. And Barras, what did you learn?
Learn? I don't think I learned anything.
Surely.
Well, perhaps what's deep down inside isn't as important as a cardboard box.
So, all's well that ends well.
But wait, we must ensure that the future turns out better than it will have was been.
Not beg your pardon?
We must stop the future we experienced from being observed. We must strike this whole convention from the record. It must be as if WitCon 2 never occurred.
Oh, this is an appalling paradox.
So long as everyone kept their eyes closed, we'll be fine.
But what about if someone asks about it?
We'll just say that one of our Eastercons is missing!
One of our Eastercons is missing, written by David Wake, starring Barry as Bingo, David H as Carruthers, and David Wake as Barrington, with Ali as Tiprout, and I'm trying to remember who everybody was now. Oh, Roz as Olivia, and... Oh...
The cast is the cast.
As people.
This lot as assorted people.